redefining. This past weekend, I experienced what it felt like to be burnt out from waiting on God, okay? Okay guys, so let's get into this makeup. I cannot believe this is the first video I'm filming. Well, cap. Today is Tuesday, April 4th. Yesterday, I spent all day filming the video that I intended to go up first, which is a morning routine. So sneak peek, I have a morning routine coming. So I filmed a morning routine yesterday, which was Monday, but I would say from Thursday or Wednesday to Sunday, I have been going through it. And you guys kind of saw a little bit of that. I have kind of just been going through it, and I kind of expressed what was happening in my last weekly vlog. And I basically spoke about how, you know, now it's even worse because we're actually in April. My birthday is in about a month or so and change. I'll be turning 24 next month. So if you guys have not seen that vlog, I basically shared with you guys that, you know, for someone who is 23 and someone who is very goal oriented, it drives me crazy that I have not achieved the goals that I set out for myself. I've said this thousands of times, numerous of times, but this past weekend, it really started getting to me because, hello, we're entering April. I'm no longer 23. What do you mean? 23 is done. 23 came and it is nearly gone. So frustration was indeed arising. And this past weekend, I just really got to a low point and I stopped filming. I usually upload on a Sunday or a Monday. I did not upload Sunday or Monday. I did not worry about a weekend video. I just tried to turn off my brain because I was realizing that, you know, I'm not at a good point right now. Like, I feel worry, I feel doubt, I feel frustration, I feel pressure. It's not good. I would say Friday morning, I was on my way to the gym and I had a FaceTime call with one of my really good friends. And we were on FaceTime, we were talking, and something about me is I'm not always quick to, I know I'm an open book, but I'm not always quick to share what I'm going through and share what I'm dealing with like my friends. This is a friend that I love talking to, you know, we're very, very close. So I said, you know what? Something just came over me and I just told her what was going on, and she's very, very supportive of me and the goals that I have for myself. Once I started explaining it to her, and she sometimes keeps up with my videos, so she saw the weekly vlog that I'm telling you guys about right now, and she said, you know, after watching that vlog and just hearing what you're saying and stuff like that, she said, I know the issue is not necessarily right now that you're being impatient, because I do have an issue with waiting. And that is the topic of today's video, waiting and waiting on God in particular, because, ooh, it's one thing to wait, baby, but to wait on God is another level of difficulty, but we're gonna talk about it, okay? She basically said, okay, it doesn't sound like it's impatience. It more so sounds like you're burnt out. Like, it sounds like you've just been going at it, trying, and you're just burnt out. Like, you just need a break. And the more I thought about that, I realized that, you know, this truly is burnout. Like, this is literally what burnout feels like, but not burnout because I'm tired of filming and uploading and working, but it's burnout because I'm tired of having faith. That is what I was experiencing. This past weekend, I experienced what it felt like to be burnt out from waiting on God. Okay, I was burnt out from having faith in God. And it's like the honest truth. I was burnt out, babe. Can you blame me? Can you literally blame me? I've been waiting for this man for like how long now, you know? But let's be honest. Can we be truthful? Can we be honest? Like, can we? let's just do that for a minute. So here's the thing, right? At 23, everybody's goals and priorities are different. Some people are waiting for a relationship. Some people maybe have been in a relationship since college, looking to start kids. You know, whatever it is you're waiting for, I hope you can relate. But I'm gonna share with you guys the things that I have personally been like struggling with. Don't get me wrong, I've always wanted to create videos and be on YouTube and talk to people, but my main desire for that was to uplift people, to entertain people, to inspire people, to connect with people, to connect God with other people through me, and just be kind of that for people. I've always wanted to create content to serve for that purpose, but I've been on YouTube for a very, very, very long time. If you know, you know. But it's just like, I'm at the age now where I kind of need a place to live. I'm at the place now where I kind of need a vehicle, something that has 4 wheels and can get me to and fro. I'm kind of at this stage now where I need to be able to buy my own things, where I you know, on a consecutive basis, right? Like we're at that stage in life. You get what I'm saying? So when it comes to me, my juxtaposition of it all is like, yes, I'm creating content and I'm in this field and this, you know, career because I want to connect with people. I want to inspire and uplift people and entertain people. But it's just like, bro, I'm hungry. I'm a little starved. I'm a little famished. I'm being entirely dramatic right now, but it's just like, you kind of get what I'm saying. Like, we're at the age where money's required. I need money. I need the money. So now it's like, because I'm in this weird position where I'm doing what I feel called to do, but like I kind of, you know, the cha-ching is not cha-chinging the way it should be cha-chinging. It's like, now I'm starting to put pressure on God, and that is what I've kind of been dealing with for the past, I would say since I was like 22. That's what I've been dealing with. But the past weekend, it just really caught up to me, because it's like, damn, I'm about to be 24. Like, time's a ticking, you know what I mean? That's my own pressure that I'm putting on it. But once you start incorporating stuff, like, I live in New York. In New York, the culture was a little bit different. Like, you kind of have to be stepping when you step, you know what I mean? You kind of have to put that on. And you know, I'm getting older, I'm into more designer pieces. I'm not gonna lie, like, there's things culturally that are also putting pressure on me, as well as the fact that, you know, society looks down on somebody who's a certain age and still lives with their parents. There's a lot of pressure. So this past weekend, with April approaching and all of that, it just really caught up to me. So God is just so funny with the way that he works. The past few days, the past week, I will say, I've been scrolling on TikTok and I've been coming across, like, I'm on spiritual TikTok, Christian TikTok, all of that. I'm on a whole bunch of different TikToks, okay? But sometimes I will see TikToks of this pastor, Stephanie Ike, I believe that's how you pronounce her name. Guys, when I tell you I love her, I've always loved her, but I've been seeing her a lot more on my TikTok. And I would come across her, but you know, on TikTok, they like only take certain clips from things. So I would see a lot of clips of her like in this like preaching session, this sermon that she's doing, but she was wearing like a white jacket. So I'm like, you know, YouTube is my life. So I'm like, let me go on YouTube and really watch the whole thing. So I just don't know what the sermon is actually about. I've just seen a few clips here and there, but this morning, literally this morning, so all of this revelation that I'm about to share with you guys happened this morning, and it's 10:52. So yeah, you know, let me just look up on YouTube for this and look for the video of her in the white blazer. Why do I look it up and this video is literally called Waiting on God? Please stop. Please stop. Like, literally the exact situation that I'm in, the exact thing that I'm struggling with, right then and there I see it. And this video was posted 1 month ago. So that just goes to show how things will pop up in the right timing. Everything will happen in the right time. I watched this video, and when I tell you the gems that she dropped from literally beginning till very end. If you guys are into watching sermons, and if you guys just want a broader, more detailed perspective on what we're talking about now, definitely watch that video. I'll link it down below so you guys can watch that, you know, whenever you want. But that is where I'm getting a lot of this information from that I'm sharing with you guys today, because for the most part I was just struggling with waiting, and after watching that video I have so much clarity. I was in such a good headspace that I'm like, okay, let's film this video now, because in my notes I had a list of video ideas, and I had the title 23 and Still Waiting on God just in my notes for like a while, like towards the end of March, because I knew my birthday was approaching and I wanted to do, yeah, so I'm like 23 and still waiting on God, but I didn't know what to really talk about, and I didn't want the video to just be me complaining. So now that I'm in a position where we can talk and like actually have a positive conversation about waiting, I'm like, okay, today is the day that I can actually sit down and talk to you guys about waiting on God and how difficult it is, yet how beautiful of a situation it is at the end of the day. Because my specific situation is waiting on God for kind of a career, which is attached to finances, obviously, and like home, car, assets, like all that type of stuff. That is where my kind of take on waiting on God is going to be aligned with. When I was in high school and college, I was working. I have always, if you know, girl, I was working. Like, I even went to college in Buffalo and found a job in Buffalo that was off campus. Like I was a workaholic. Like high school, I had 2 jobs. So yeah, I've always been one who had a job, worked, and throughout all those jobs, I've never been fired. I've always quit. But throughout all of those jobs, not that you should quit, you know, stay, don't quit, don't listen to me. But anyways, after all of those jobs, I always had this reoccurring feeling that, you know, I want to have my own thing. I want to be in charge, you know, of my life, because I realized that with working a lot, you kind of like, I didn't have time. Like I would spend so much time at work and at school that by the time I came home, I was done for. What do you mean? The day was over. And it's like, in all of this, like, where do you find time to live personally, in my perspective? I always knew that working like kind of a 9-to-5 or like a retail or type of job like that wasn't for me. I'm lucky enough that God placed a career idea on my heart and something that I'm good at and that I'm passionate about in my life. And it's just like, in moments when I'm sad and I'm like, okay, no, things are not going according to the plan that I see for myself. Like, yes, I was given this idea by God, but it's like, okay. A point that Stephanie made that really opened my eyes was, you can't be gifted with something like at least a promise like this, or an idea, or something placed on your heart, or you can't be given your purpose and then try to like take it back. Like, why in these moments of feeling like, okay, this is not going as I want as a creative, why is my first idea always to like get a regular job? Like, that makes no sense, and that's something that I need to stop doing. When you're at your low points, you really start thinking about anything. You really start like giving yourself all these different ideas, but it's like, why are you trying to go back to something in a place that God delivered you from? Like, in the waiting period, it could be so easy to do that, but I really have to teach myself that even though time is not going at my personal pace and preference, don't go back to something that I know does not work for me. And when you're waiting for a monetary financial blessing, that can be so hard. That's a point that was made in the video that really, really spoke to me, because I'm guilty. I do that quite often. But in that, it also showed me, and I had this realization that when it comes to your relationship with God, what I needed to understand was that it's a relationship. Like, a relationship is not one-sided. So yes, I'm waiting for these blessings in my life and this to come into my life and that, but it's like there has to be like a give and take. Like, it's not just God just automatically, you know, blessing me. I have to, I don't want to say earn it, but there is something that involves work on my part. And something that comes into my mind is the saying that, you know, faith without works is dead. But not in the practical sense of like physical work, but work in your faith. Like, faith without work in your faith is dead. So yesterday, something just told me to get into my Bible app and read some of the old passages that I've highlighted and just like write my thoughts on them to kind of give me a better understanding of God. Because if this is somebody that I'm putting my whole life in his hands and I trust him with his hands, like, yes, I believe in him, but I want to know more about him so that that trust is like strengthened. Because I felt like with all my frustration and worry the past weekend, like, I need to strengthen my faith and trust in who God is so that I know this is who I'm talking about. So this is who's gonna come through for me. So last night I was going through and I read this passage that said from Romans 8. It said something like, no, it's not that. Something on the lines of hope that is seen is not hope. Because why would you hope for something that you can see? And I'm gonna put the exact line on the screen. That spoke to me in that moment because it's made such a good point that says hope. Like, it means the same thing as faith. So faith in something that you can see is not faith, because why would you need to have faith in something that you can like visibly see? If I'm gonna have faith in God, that means that there's going to come a time where I have to struggle with it. I have to say it like that. I feel like if you have faith, like, oh, I have faith because I have this brush, like, that's not real, true faith. My faith is really put to the test, and it really is given an opportunity to grow and flourish when it's tested, when it's tried, when I'm having faith in God to bring something into my life that I feel like he's gonna bring, but is visibly, you know, not here. Even the saying, hope is evidence of things not seen. Like, all of these different scriptures and verses are reminding you in different ways that you are going to really have a moment in your life where you're having faith in something that you don't see. So that just helped me cope with the fact that it's okay that, you know, I'm struggling right now to believe when I don't see it. This morning, after watching Stephanie's sermon, there was a point in which I had a very huge aha moment, and I like to document my aha moments because they come and they go, babe. Like, sometimes I will be in a moment where something is like such a big revelation, like I'm like, oh my gosh, like I finally get it, and then the next day I'm back to having worry and doubt and frustration. Something that she said that really stuck to me, and I just had to share it in this video. She brought up the famous Bible verse of, you know, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. But she basically said it in a way that is, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not lack. Guys, when she said that, hold on. And she said that brought so much clarity. That was like a light bulb went off in my mind and in my soul. That basically explained to me that this waiting period is God really trying to sit down and show me personally. It could be something different for everybody, but for me, it was really that I felt like I need to have a certain amount of money in my bank account, and I need to have this and that to be fulfilled in my mind for some reason. Like at this stage, I am not fulfilled. That is why I feel frustration, doubt, worry, fear, lack of faith, all of that, because I feel like, okay, I'm getting to a certain age. Oh my gosh, I'm 23. I should have this. I should have that. But it's like, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not lack. I do not lack. This is, and going back to what I said about knowing who God is in order to, you know, strengthen my faith. This is the creator of worlds we're talking about. This is the creator of you we're talking about. This is the creator of life. Why do I put more power into a job or finances than I do into God? Like, why do I feel like I need to have this certain amount of money in order to buy this or do that? Yes, I may want a home or an apartment or to own this and own that, but I don't need it. Like, God has provided me with the perfect situation. I have a relationship with my mom where I could live here for the rest of my life if I wanted to. Like, I don't have a toxic home environment. You know, everybody's situation is different, but for me, looking at how God positioned me and my life, he kind of put me in the perfect situation to be doing this and not need anything extra. I don't have to, you know, he provides everything for me. I need to just soak in that for a minute and just soak in that revelation and understanding that I should not even have a worry in the world. Like, if I believe that the Lord is my shepherd, I believe that God is in charge of my life, I believe that he has a plan for me, he works everything together for my good, why do I need a certain amount of following? You know, why am I worried about the number of views my video gets? Like, the Lord my shepherd, I shall not lack. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still making the video. Whoever is meant to see the video is seeing the video, regardless of if it's 1 view or 2. So why does the subscribers amount matter? Why does my numbers matter? For me, that just helped me understand that I am in a position where I need to learn. I'm gonna spend the rest of 23 and the beginning of 24 and however long it takes to just realize and understand that I am whole just simply with the fact that I have God in my life. That's just it. And it sounds cheesy, it sounds corny, it sounds preachy probably, but it's just like the truth. I do this because I like it, but I feel like connected to it spiritually. Like, I feel like my soul thrives when I film. I feel like I'm meant to be doing this, so God is involved, period. So once God is involved with your life and with your career or whatever it is, once you invite God into, even if you're waiting for a husband or a boyfriend or kids or whatever it is, once you invite God in, there's nothing else that needs to be done. There's nothing else that needs to be said or worried about. And that is what I'm learning. That is what 23 and waiting is all about. Learning to be whole with God alone. That's it. And Stephanie also made a brilliant point towards the end of her sermon in which she stated, like, if you're at a point where you're still getting frustrated with the fact that you don't have a certain whatever it is, for me it could be like a certain number of followers or subscribers or views. It's just like, if you're still frustrated with that and you're still praying for that, like, that's something that I realized, like, the fact that I'm still praying for, like, and I'm worried about 10K, like, what is 10K? Like, no, like, seriously, why am I praying for that? Like, yes, my goal is to connect with people. I could have 2 followers and be connected with people. Like, that is the long of the short of it. Yes, 10K would be amazing, be perfect, but the fact that I'm so pressed for it and the fact that it's like such a big concern into my life that I'm sad and down and gloomy and like questioning God because I don't have 10K. Like, to me, that's when I realized, when she said those words, that's when I realized, like, oh, like, and that's probably why I haven't been given the things that I feel like I want or the blessings that I feel like I'm waiting for, because I don't know how to be whole without it. And this is a little sidebar. this is as far as the makeup is going. I'm gonna do some bronzer, some blush, and some mascara and call it a day. But this is a little sidebar. This is also why, as a Christian and as somebody who, you know, believes in God, I kind of do believe in law of attraction, law of assumption, and manifestation and all of that. Because, well, first and foremost, a lot of the books that I read, a lot of the authors that I kind of get the most from their books, they mention God, they mention a higher power, and for me, that's God. So, and it kind of like all is kind of the same thing, and it kind of also is coming from things that are taught in the Bible as well. So yes, I do believe in law of attraction. I do believe in manifestation to the point where it helps you deal with your day-to-day reality of waiting. Like, okay, on a broader spectrum, we understand, yes, okay, waiting is this, waiting is that, waiting is positive, we should do it and not complain about it. But what do you do on a day-to-day? What do you do when you wake up and you're like literally still in the same home? Like, how do you condition your mind to understand that you are whole without it? And for me, that's where law of attraction, manifestation, and all those sorts of things come in, because it helps remind me. And affirmations, I've recently started doing affirmations. They have helped a lot, just to kind of condition my mind to believe that I am aligned with the abundance of wealth. Why? Because of God. I am aligned with whatever it is, with prosperity, because the Lord is my shepherd. Like, it's kind of like, that's not the affirmation, but you know what I mean. Like, when you do those affirmations and you study manifestation and you understand, like, okay, they're teaching to kind of just wake up in assumption that your whole, everything is already done. You're already that person you want to be. You're already in that timeline of having everything you want, because you kind of do. Like, the Lord is your shepherd, you shall not want. So it's kind of all connected for me, and I'm at a point now where I can confidently say, I'm okay. You know what I mean? I'm okay. Everything is going to be okay. I'm learning every day. And it's like, I may not, like, I'm turning 24 and I may not have the physical glow up that I feel like I wanted to have to be turning 24. But the mental and spiritual, oh girl, we got that on lock. We got that on lock and key. Okay, I have grown so much. I have grown simply just immensely. Also, a point I wanted to make is that everything I'm saying now about like waiting and learning to be whole without the things that you desire can also really play a beneficial role in when you get to a point where, okay, you're ready to have kids, you're ready to be in a marriage, in a relationship, like ready to have friends. You will go to those relationships with, whether your kids, spouse, husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, you will go to those relationships needing nothing from that person, because you have learned to be whole on your own with God. Like, you will go to your kids without needing to, you know, live through them or push anything on them because of any, like, you're whole, you're good, you're set. You won't require anything extra from your partner other than them being them, and them, you know, being the good partner to you now. We not that whole. We not that whole. You gotta, you know, come with her. But like, these are lessons that can be put into anything that will just benefit you all around. So that is that. Why is it creasing? It's a good thing I'm not going nowhere, babe. It's a great thing, because I'm not going anywhere. That's basically that. I really wanted to talk to you guys about this and have this documented on my channel somewhere, because something that I found myself struggling with at a lot of different points in my life. And it's like, now that I have this new understanding of God and of waiting and of our relationship, I feel like I can be more confident. I can move through life as a future 24-year-old woman who is whole without, and that doesn't mean like I'm not trying to build my life. Like, I'm still creating, I'm still working, I'm still doing whatever it is I am feeling called to do, but I'm doing so knowing that with God, there's nothing that I'm really waiting for. Like, he gives me everything with simply just being in relationship with him. Hey guys, so that is basically it for today's video. This was so different than anything I've ever done on my channel. It was very personal, very open, very honest. So if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below, and I hope this helped in some way, give you some form of clarity, or you know, just good old girl talks. I'll see you all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
I made it through, made it through, made it through.